Hey everybody, welcome to our Sunday live stream. Sunday, April 21st. Happy Easter to everybody. I want to thank all the die-hard hard chargers here on a Easter Sunday tuning in for the live stream. Again, we do these every Sunday from 1 p.m. Eastern, usually about an hour, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific time. And just really a way to reach out to the community, answer your questions, talk about some of the videos that we're posting on the site, and really talk about how we can create that financial future. So gonna wait a little bit, see some people joining now. We're gonna do kind of our usual structure this week. We'll keep it quick, probably only about 45 minutes this week because I want to respect your time. I want to get you back to those that Easter egg hunt and spending time with your family. But we'll do some community shout outs. We'll highlight some of the videos from last week and then the videos coming up. And then we're going to talk about the subject today. Hey, happy Easter, Jennifer. Thanks for joining us. What we're going to do this week is the main topic. We're going to talk about how to turn that tax refund. So the average tax refund is about $3,068 according to the IRS this year, and we're going to talk about turning that into millions, okay? And not really just your tax refund, but talking about taking $1,000 or $2,000 and putting it into a couple of business ideas. And I've got actual examples of business ideas that you can actually start with much less. How I started blogging, YouTube, Amazon FBA, which is a very interesting kind of retail business idea that we've been working on lately. So I see some more people coming in. Ocean Mist, thank you for being here. James, morning from Colorado. I know it's a little bit earlier, so it's about 11 o'clock there. Where is everybody from? So one thing that I'm always kind of amazed of, where people are joining us from the inner tubes in there. I'm actually from Medellin, Colombia. Well, not from here, but living here now. Originally from Des Moines, Iowa. So all the Iowa boys out there. From Florida, how are you? So just let us know in the comments there where you're coming in from, and we're gonna get started here. And of course, after we cover some of those ideas in investing in business ideas, we'll also have that Q&A to answer your questions, and it's really what I'm doing here. Vic's from Atlanta. James, thanks for joining us. But yeah, I like to do these every week, every Sunday, just to kind of reach out and have that face-to-face relationship with everybody in the community. We just passed 68,000 people in the community this week, and I'm excited about that. I'm excited about sharing the different investing ideas and making money ideas that are going to give you that financial freedom. So let's get to it. We got a few more people coming in. New Jersey, San Diego, love San Diego. Been there for a few conferences and actually went to the Recruit Depot there for the Marine Corps boot camp in San Diego there. So let's get started. I wanted to do some community shout outs, some comments that we received over the last week. And not only to highlight, not only to appreciate everybody that leaves comments on the videos and engages with it, but real solid comments too. So let's look at a few of these. First one we have is from Don, and Don wanted to know, for what the potential impact of dollar cost averaging from ETF investors might have on the broader stock market. So he thought maybe, with the popularity of dollar cost averaging, maybe that would slow down some of the stock market declines. And basically, I think Don's thinking is that, okay, if everybody's investing in these ETFs, which broadly invest in the entire market, and then the market starts coming down, then if everybody's dollar cost averaging, so if they like it at 100, they love it at 50, so they keep putting more money in as the market goes down, would that maybe level off or limit some of the volatility or the sell-offs in the stock market? And it's a good point. It's a good idea, and actually some of the worries have been kind of just the opposite. For a lot of this stuff as well. If you've got everybody investing in ETFs, so investing broadly, and then the idea is that whenever those people are investing, then those ETFs, those funds, have to go into the market and buy those shares or sell those shares. So conversely, for Don's thinking is, you have to assume that everybody is going to be dollar cost averaging, which is basically just buying in at a lower price than your initial investment, right? So with his thinking, you have to assume that everybody's going to keep on buying even when the stock market's going down. And we kind of know that's not really the case, is it? And we know that when the stock market plunges, especially those we'll call them quarterback or armchair investors, those the investors who really don't have a lot to lose and maybe are not quite sure about their investments. They're not buying in more as the market goes down a lot of times, especially if the market is falling quickly. They're selling out. So that kind of creates that stampede effect. So what a lot of people have been worried about over the last decade really is that with the impact of this ETF investing emergence, then if everybody is selling into this weakness, so the stock market starts coming down, everybody panics, starts selling, then these ETFs have to sell their shares for those redemptions, and everybody's worried that that's just going to make the stock market declines even worse because it's more broad based. And really, we haven't seen it yet. I mean, it's not to say that it's not coming eventually, but if you look back to the scare of 1962, then that was when it was mutual funds were just starting to come up, and everybody was investing in those, and actually they did the difference between mutual funds and ETFs though is mutual funds were professionally managed. The managers had a little bit more leeway into what they could buy and sell and how much, and they also had a lot of cash on hand, so they didn't necessarily need to run into the market and sell their shares for those redemptions. But in the 62 scare, then they actually ended up limiting that volatility with the mutual funds. Again, with the ETFs, nobody's quite sure yet because we haven't really seen much. We didn't see it in 2008. It wasn't that quite so bad, the impact of ETF investing. But we'll have to, we'll keep on watching that and see how that develops. Second comment here I wanted to highlight was from Dread Mike 73. Now, Mike's been a great member of the community here since pretty much the beginning, and really kind of commenting on. Actually, his comment was not on a video but on the community tab. So I try to post once or twice a week on that community tab. Just a special, a shout out to the members and quotes and ideas. Something that's not necessarily just a video, but just reaching out to everybody. Mike's comment came on our millionaire list, and if you didn't see it, is a really cool list that I saw on Jeff Rose's page, and what it showed was a list of supposedly things millionaires do and regular people, broke people do, right? So millionaires, they read daily, they set goals, they embrace change. Thing like that. They talk about ideas. Broke people, they watch TV all the time. They never set goals. They criticize things like that. And we'll get back to Mike's comment in a little bit. But really, kind of what surprised me about this list, and you see these lists all the time, the number of things that was on there that was kind of like personality ones. Not necessarily reading, setting goals. Those that progress sensitive or that progress idea or that mentality, but really that personality thing of forgiving, taking responsibility for their failures, things like that. Those kind of things that we really don't see a whole lot. So I really wanted to highlight that, that graphic in our community. But Mike came back with things he does on both sides, and I think this is the same for pretty much all of us. Nobody is completely in that one side of the list or the other. I watch way more Simpsons than I'd like to admit, and other TV shows, but I try to read every day and do some of those other things. But how his comment struck me was just the depth in which he knows himself. So he's obviously spent a lot of time thinking about his own personality, what he does on a daily basis, and is able to admit some of his faults. So I thought that was really important to highlight when you're looking at that list. And you can say I try to read daily and I try to forgive others, but do you really? Sometimes we aren't quite as good about that as we should be. So we'll go. Here's the third list, and again, thanks Mike for being such a member of the community for all this time, really. Last comment here is from David Waldrop. He's a chartered or certified financial planner. He's got his channel here on YouTube, a really great channel too. One of the kind of underappreciated channels, I think, on YouTube, because he's got some great ideas, great content. But he's just doesn't have quite the subscribers, and his videos aren't getting quite as seen. So check out David's comment or David's channel. And this comment came in response to one of our videos, the videos we did last week on college and high school jobs. And my thinking was a lot of them are kind of quite waste of times, right? You work waiting tables. I mean, I know I worked waiting tables. I worked busing tables and telemarketing, things like that, things that you're not getting paid much for, and what do you really learn from them, right? So my idea in these two videos was to find those jobs that really set you up for for success. Get you out of that hourly wage mentality trap. Put you some jobs that put you in control of how much you make, get you thinking that you can actually enjoy your jobs, and setting you up for that. But David's comment was really well said, and he was talking about some of the things that you may not make much or learn quite as much on these early jobs in your career or that you have, like waiting tables and that. But one thing that does teach you to do is that work ethic and customer service, I guess, right? So in terms of work ethic, sometimes you don't like your job. I love what I do here online with YouTube and the blogs and all that, but sometimes it's still a job. But maybe the work ethic that I've developed in different jobs in the Marine Corps and that kind of thing, it's taught me that you just have to work. Sometimes you don't like it, you just have to do it. Okay. But it also teaches you some of those other jobs, that waiting tables and those typical college and high school jobs. It teaches you to put up with a lot of crap from a lot of people. Not necessarily a bad thing all the time. Because once you get out there and get a boss you don't like, you're gonna have to put up with them for however long. So those three great comments, I appreciate it again. Appreciate everybody engaging with the videos through those comments, through that like button. Let me know what kind of videos you want to see, and make this a back and forth kind of thing, because that's really what I'm here for. I started the blogs about 5 years ago, and done really well on the blogs, but never got that face-to-face and back and forth relationship. So that's really why I started this the YouTube channel, is to have that a little bit more engaged and a little bit more personal relationship. So whenever you see the video, please leave a comment. Feel free to criticize the video as much as you want, and constructive criticism or just anything that comes to mind. Now, and we're going to get to those business ideas to turn your tax refund into legitimate businesses real quick here. Just wanted to cover last week's videos, and this next week's is really kind of going to be fun. Really excited about next week's videos. But last week's videos, like I said, we had those two jobs for jobs for teens, and then another video, jobs for college students. Each of them that kind of tried to look at jobs that were out of the ordinary. I know for college students, we talked about becoming a private investigator part-time, during your college education there, and decent pay, but also it's going to teach you those skills, those skills that are going to jump out on a resume. So I guarantee you, anybody seeing private investigator on your resume after college is going to have to drop pick their job off the floor, because it's such a non-traditional job. But it's really going to teach you those interviewing skills, those interpersonal skills that every company is looking for. So some great videos. I actually really didn't go off that well on the video. I think it's we've done investing and making money videos, and those have done so well here on the channel that people aren't quite interested or ready for some of those jobs videos, but no less important. So I check those out. Some really good information, even outside of college or high school kids. Anybody looking for a job, you've got to get out of that hourly wage mentality trap. Really, you've got to get out of that idea of it doesn't matter if you flip 100 burgers or one burger, you're getting paid the same. So you have no control over it. You've got no control over your finances, your wage, anything like that. You've really got to get out of those kinds of jobs. Next week, like I said, I'm really excited. We've got an extra video for you this week. Besides the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday video, we've also got a Thursday video, and all four are going to be Avengers at investing. Okay. So most of anybody that knows me, everyone here on the community knows that I'm a big comics book fanboy. I have been since about '84, and so my wife and I we've been watching the Avengers movies religiously, and we're excited about this Avengers Endgame coming up. So I decided to kind of look a little bit deeper, look at the everyday lives of the Avengers and what they would invest in, what they teach us about investing. So I'm taking 4 Avengers characters: Iron Man, Captain Marvel, Black Panther, and Spider-Man, and kind of looking at their lives and what might they invest in and what they can teach us about it. So Iron Man's going to teach us about investing in what you know, and maybe some of the tech stocks and stuff like that. I actually found the net worth of Tony Stark online, so that was kind of cool. Black Panther, really great video on diversity in corporate America and his commitment to start supporting the community and what stocks he would invest in. So we got some great stocks there. Captain Marvel, another one's a great video on some ideas on the how to invest in that is so important, so much more important than the what of investing. And then of course Spider-Man, my favorite, is going to show us some stress-free investing strategies, because Peter Parker always seemed to be a little neurotic and stressed out. So we're gonna design a 5-fund portfolio, perfect for all the superheroes out there that don't want to worry about their money. So that's coming up this week in the videos: Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, just ahead of the movie's release. So I hope you'll join us for those, and I hope you enjoy them. So now today's topic, we are going to look at investing your money into business ideas. So I was looking, like I said, I was looking up there, and the average tax refund for this year is $3,068. That's according to the IRS. So that's anybody here in the United States. And I was looking and I saw this tax chart of when people are filing their taxes, and it's a little bit cut off there. But you see this big bump there in the week of April 15th. So the last week, these 22 million people are filing their taxes, and you've got pretty good 12 million, 8 million here before that, and it takes on average 3 weeks to get your tax refund back. So that means what do we've got? Right around 40-50 million people are going to be getting about an average of $3,000 back from the IRS here within the next week. So I wanted to talk about using what people are doing with that tax refund, and maybe how to do something a little bit special with it. So here I actually found a graphic on how Americans plan to use their tax refund. And again, I know there's a lot of people outside of the U.S. tuning in today, and this is going to be just U.S. stuff for how they're using their taxes. But what we're going to talk about is how to use that refund, or how to use any chunk of money to invest in a business, so where it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be an American getting their tax refund. But so 27% of Americans say they're going to pay off debt with their tax refund, which is a good use, But then you've got down here, make a major purchase, 9%, so spending. You've got a few investing retirement accounts, so that's good. But spend it on vacations, spending. Splurge on a luxury purchase is 3%, so that's spending. A lot of people just spending their tax refund away, that $3,000 on average. When instead you could be potentially making millions on that investment, investing in a new business. So I see a lot of people are investing it into their retirement accounts, presumably in stocks or bonds for that 8%, maybe 8% annual return. And I think they're really missing out on a big opportunity. And like we've talked about on the channel, I love talking about investing. I love talking about stocks and that kind of thing. But yeah, you're looking at maybe 8%. You will never get rich on stocks alone. Okay, I'm sorry. Even the diehard traders out there that think that you can make 10-20% a day without losing it, you're not going to get rich in stocks. Okay, it's a great way to grow your money, but to truly build wealth, you need to be creating your own business, creating your own assets. Okay. So that's one thing I've tried to talk about on the channel, and we're going to talk about a couple of different business ideas that you can start with, really much less than that $3,000. So even if you're not getting a tax refund, you can take advantage of some of these. And so I wanted to share here my story with my experience with the blogs, and I'll resize this so you can actually see it. Okay, so I started the blogs in 2014, or mid 2014, and I mean it's hard to deny the power of blogging from home as a business idea. And this is something you don't necessarily need to do it full time. You can do it. The blogger survey I did last year, average time was 8 hours a week. Right, so you can do this on 8 hours a week, and you can see, I mean that first year, that about half year that I started, actually making money on the blogs, I was averaging about $792 a month. That next year, $2,920, an increase of 268% in 1 year. Okay, so all the investors out there, everyone that loves investing, I do. You can't tell me you're going to get a 268% increase or return in that year. Okay, the third year that I was tracking my income here, 5,500 or 5,565 per month average. So that's a 90% increase on the previous year. So it kind of slows down a little bit. Obviously, you're not going to get almost 300% increase on your blogging income every single year, but that increased to just over $7,100, $7,105 last year, which was an increase of 28% on 2017 income. And this year so far, I'm averaging $10,395 a month for a 46% increase, and that's that's for the first 3 months of the year, and it's going to look like it's going to be almost 11,000 for April. So I mean, just a legitimate legitimate business that will grow and will make you money every single month. And this first one, it's far less than that $3,000 to make money on. So when I started my blogs, I started with $4 a month for Bluehost web hosting. So basically, what that means is you have to register your domain, your website name. You have to, and then you have to get a company that that holds your domain, your website on their servers, on their computer hardware, and then serves it out to people on the internet when they visit your site, right? So that's really the first thing you need is that web hosting. I got it for $4 a month from Bluehost, which is a great web host, great, excellent customer service, uptime of like 99.9%. So your website's always going to be online. And I've actually negotiated with Bluehost for $3 per month to anybody that clicks through the link. And if it's not in there, I'll put that link in the comment section under this video. But so that was $4 a month. I actually bought a PrettyLink plugin, a one-time fee of $100 for the special plugin that helps me do a lot of things with affiliate marketing. But that's a one-time fee. That was a one-time thing that I spent on. Then I paid $29 a month for ConvertKit, which is an email service that lets you segment your email list and send out emails at a specific time to specific people. Really helps you, in that affiliate marketing and that course marketing kind of idea. With just those three, and really I'd say the web hosting and the email service, so that $29 a month and the $4 a month are the only ones that are absolutely necessary. Okay, so you're at $33 a month for this website, where over in under 5 years, I've built to $10,000 a month income. Okay. Now I will say that the biggest expense I spend on the website every year is $2,000 a year. I go to a conference. It's called FinCon. It's a financial bloggers conference. Not necessary, but absolutely worth it. I love going to the conference, actually meeting these other bloggers face to face, developing that professional relationship. Because a lot of times, that's really going to mean, one, not only support and motivation, because these people are going through the exact same thing you're going through, but they're also going to be sharing ideas and sharing, how they're making money and what's working and what's not. So, I'd say you'd get well under $50 a month when you start a blog. But then spend a little bit for that work vacation every year to go to a conference that's related to your blog. So there's fashion blogger conferences, there's financial blogger conferences, stuff like that. Go to a blog and and learn about the business of blogging. The next one. The next one we're going to cover, I want to cover Amazon FBA. So, and if anybody's got any questions on blogging, please feel free to ask them. We'll get to that Q&A at the end, and we've got some great build a blog videos on the channel. I love talking about blogging because it has really changed my life and really meant so much to me. But Amazon FBA is probably one of my favorite ideas or money making ideas right now, because, and we've talked about this in the past on the channel. In the past, you'd need hundreds of thousands of dollars to start a retail company. You'd need factories and distribution trucks just to move your stuff around, or paying for that trucking, paying for marketing, all that. You need a legitimate business to put all this together, of hundreds of thousands. But with Amazon FBA, basically everything is handled for you. I'm going to show you how to some examples of how to brainstorm your product, how to get it manufactured, get it sent straight to Amazon's warehouses, and then straight to your customers. So it really takes a lot of the guesswork and a lot of that capital that you need to start a traditional retail business, and really makes it easy. So let's look at. I've actually got a friend of mine in Colombia here that does fajas, right? And which is basically girdles, So he sells girdles because, faja girdles are hugely popular here in Colombia. Everybody is self-conscious about what they look like. So they wear these girdles, and it's really a huge industry. And these things are made professionally, of high quality, and they've gotten the cost to make these things down to a science, to an art. So he contracts with a manufacturer here and then sells them through Amazon. Basically, the manufacturer here ships it directly to Amazon's warehouses in the U.S. He sells it through Amazon on his website and makes tons of money on it. So I'll show you exactly how he does this, and let's resize this a little bit so you can actually see. Okay, so here you are on Amazon, and so we'll just type up girdles, right? And you've got all these, and so basically, he's producing these girdles at local manufacturing for right around $3 to $5 each a lot of times. So, maybe $6 for each, and then he can go on Amazon here and sell them for 20, 15. Here we got $16 to $20. There's some quality, some higher value ones that up to $70. So he's really taking out the middleman in a lot of these steps, and selling directly to customers. And what you do here with any of these, basically, if you want to start on Amazon FBA, you figure out what kind of product you might want to sell, right? So, and a lot of times it comes to where you're at. So if you're in another country and there just happens to be an industry that is highly successful in that country, and you can get high quality, low cost manufacturing. So for him, it was girdles here in Colombia. For most FBA people, it's something shipped or produced out of China. Okay, correct, low cost, high quality manufacturing stuff. And I'm going to show you how to find those here as well. But what you do is you think of something that you want to sell, and usually it's smaller stuff, not too heavy, because you are going to have to ship all this. So you want lower cost stuff that you can ship easily. And you go down to some of this product description, right? And I mean, you can look on this Amazon bestsellers list, and generally, so this one's ranked number 40 in clothing and jewels. And generally, you want to find stuff that is a very high number. So it's not, it's showing up on that front page when you search on something. When you search for a product, it's showing up on that top page, but it's not very highly ranked, right? So that's just going to mean that you can compete in that industry. Something like this clothing and shoes and jewelry, and then some of this other stuff. This it's very competitive, so it's going to be very hard to rank. So you want to find a few product ideas, and then what you can do is, okay, so we're back in Amazon, and we kind of got an idea of what things are selling for, so the prices. Then you go over to Alibaba, okay, and like I said, Alibaba is kind of the go-to source for most FBA businesses, right? This is going to be shipping out of China or some other countries in Asia there, and you can just type in, you can just search for whatever you're looking for. So we'll type in girdles again. So we've got something that we think we might want to sell on Amazon. Looks like they're selling for anywhere from $20 to $50 or $60, and we're going to try to find a manufacturer from China that's going to manufacture these for us, right? So we typed it in, and Alibaba has got this. I mean, this is hundreds of billions of dollars. People doing this on Amazon. So Alibaba has got this down to a T. Right? You can go in here and you can filter these results by location, minimum order, which is going to be important. So so what's the minimum quantities of these, like, okay, for example, girdles that you need to buy, the price, the maximum price you're willing to pay. So if you know that on Amazon people are selling these girdles for an average of $25 or $35, and you want a good benchmark to have is a profit of at least 40 or 50%, right? So what you're looking for is the price you think you can get for something on Amazon, divided by 2. So that would be divided by 50%, right? So and that would actually be you want it divided by you want 50% margin, right? So it'd be like 35 would be, somebody help me out with the math here real quick. It'd be divided by 1.5, right? So if you've got something 35 divided by 1.5, you want something selling for about $23, right? So that's going to tell you the price max that you want on these products. Okay, so 50% margin, you divide the price you think you can get on Amazon by 1.5. Okay, and you can do all these filters, and then it will show you manufacturers that are making these things. So you've got and you've got the price per each. So $1.40 to $2 each on these. Even some of it looks like some of the higher priced ones are even as much as $8 or $9. We got $12 here. $11. So it looks like even the most expensive ones, presumably the highest quality, of course you got to kind of look at them, are like $11, and people are selling these things for $35, $40. We even saw $70 on Amazon. So that's actually a huge margin on these things, and you can look in here and see, and this is actually Faja Colombiana. So this is actually one of those that are manufactured here in Colombia. So high quality stuff, and what is it? $8.50 to $11.50 each. You can get these and probably get $30 or $40 out of them at least on Amazon. So what you do, you go through here and you can kind of look at the quality and that kind of thing. You contact the shipper, and usually what will happen is they'll give you in fact, this one said minimum quantity order of 1. So you can order one of these as an example, and a lot of times they'll send you a free test to your home to see the quality and all that. So you decide, you contact the shipper, you get your free sample, or just order one, and you do this with a few manufacturers, and then once you decide on a manufacturer, they're going to put all your labels on it. They're going to put your logo on it, and then however many you order, they're going to ship to Amazon's warehouses. Okay, so it's basically it's all done for you. All you have to do is decide on a manufacturer, and then you put together your Amazon page. Okay, so each one of these they had, and I'll guarantee you, probably 90% of these sellers here, they're doing this. They are reaching out to either in this case maybe Colombian manufacturers or manufacturers from China on Alibaba, and and they're using this strategy. So you can even when you're creating your company and your product here, you can easily look on a lot of these pages, get examples of product description, pictures, stuff like that, and use those for your own product page. So just an amazing opportunity to really create a retail company on really almost nothing, right? So how much do you need to start this Amazon FBA retail idea? And this is really the amazing part, right? I've seen a lot of these. You start between $3,000 to $5,000, and that includes all your, a few thousand maybe of your initial product. With this, it was $8, maybe $8 each. So with that tax refund of $30.68, you could get, call it about 383, probably 300 plus the shipping, and you're making 2 or 3 times that on a lot of these. So you're spending between $3,000 to $5,000 for that initial product. You're spending maybe $1,000 a month for marketing, and that's marketing on Amazon ads, as well as maybe ads on some other stuff. And so $4,000 all in to start this kind of thing, and you are a legitimate retail company. You're competing with legitimate brands. You could have your own line of jeans, competing with Levi's and Tommy Hilfiger and all these other legitimate companies, and doing just as well. Your markup, your profit is just the same as theirs. So a great little business idea that we've talked about here on the channel. Next, another business idea that I want to talk about that's actually costs much less than that. You get started on a couple hundred really, is just doing videos here on YouTube. And this is another thing we've talked about on the channel here. I want to share my my YouTube income report here. Readjust this so you can see it. So I've had the channel for since 2015, but I never did anything with it, right? I always used it. I uploaded some summary videos to go along with my blogs, but never really created videos just for YouTube. And so in December of 2017, I finally wised up and said, okay, here's all these Ryan's toy review, he's like an 8-year-old making $22 million a year just on YouTube. There's got to be something to this. And besides the fact that I was getting massive traffic from the YouTube channel to my blogs, so I actually started creating YouTube's, let me resize this a little bit. So I actually started creating videos just for YouTube, specifically for YouTube, to grow the YouTube channel. And you can see, so that was December of 2017, actually Christmas Day, because I work on Christmas sometimes. By July of the next year, so about 6 months, I started actually monetizing the posts, monetizing the videos, so actually making money on the videos. And you see, so just in the past, less than a year, this is as of April 13th here, I've made almost $23,000 on the, just on ads. And that's combined with probably about another, I'd have to check, but probably about another 18,000 in sponsored ads, affiliate sales, that kind of thing. So within less than 18 months here on YouTube, I've made that 23, 18, so about just over $40,000 on this. And it's not something that has to be complicated. I know a lot of people are a little hesitant, a little scared maybe to put themselves out there on camera, and create videos for everyone to see, but it's not hard. It's not complicated. I mean, you can see this one day I made $253 on ads alone, and it's been steadily increasing. I'm averaging about $3,500 a month on YouTube ads, and then another $1,500 or so on sponsorships. So how do you start a YouTube channel? We've talked about this. There's really two things that you can do on YouTube. You can produce your own content, which is kind of like these how-to videos, makeup tutorial videos, gaming videos. You produce your own videos, right? Or you do compilation videos, which is basically, and this is one of the things that I've talked about a couple times because it's a really interesting idea, is you use what's called Creative Commons to take videos off of YouTube, and then you put them together into a compilation video, and then that's your channel. So we've got a couple of videos explaining how to do that. But basically with produced content, which is what I'm doing here, is just teaching people how to do something, talking about something. You don't necessarily even have to teach people how to do something. You just have to talk to people, reach them on a personal level. And everybody has something they can do that with. I mean, I talk to so many people that say, what do I know about teaching, or who am I to teach something or to talk about something? And what you don't understand is, yeah, okay, you might not be, I'm not the end all of money making or investing. I'm not Peter Lynch or Warren Buffett, and I'm not, some of these other, mega names in making money or success. But I've got a story. I've got my own story, my own experiences, and that's value. What you've got to understand about your own value is it's in your personal experience. Because people don't come on here just to learn. They come on here to make that personal connection, hear someone else's inspirational story, and make that journey their own. Okay, so your value is in your own experience, sharing that with people, and helping them create that experience of their own to really get where they want to be. So you can make videos on anything here on YouTube. Obviously, anybody here on YouTube, you can make videos on anything. And it's really costs almost nothing to set up. Okay, so how much does it cost to start YouTube videos? Now, I did a video on this a few videos ago, and I mean, you can go super low budget. You can go just basically your phone on the camera, right? You do everything from your camera. You get a ring light, which is just a kind of a donut light to put around your phone. That gives you good consistent lighting on your face. One of the worst things you can do is just use your regular overhead room lights, because it'll make you look yellow and a little bit off. They'll make your colors look off. So you need a regular ring light with professional lighting there. And then some kind of a microphone. I usually use like a lav mic. For here, I'm just using the webcam mic in my Logitech C920, which is a great webcam to use, very clear when you're not using like a camera or something like that, or your phone. So that low budget video start is less than, it's like $20 for a ring light, $100 for a webcam if you get the Logitech one. Your phone, you've probably already got the camera in your phone, the video resources there. So it's less than $200 really to start on YouTube. And you see, I've made over 40,000 just in the last 18 months. So this is something that is going to create that asset. And it's not necessarily just that monthly income, but that asset as well. So if I'm averaging 3,500 a month we'll call it about 60 grand a year on YouTube. If I were to say, okay, I just want to go back to the grind. I want to sell my YouTube channel. People are buying YouTube channels for about 5 times annual income. So I could sell that for roughly about $300,000, right? And that's for a channel that's like less than 2 years old, 18 months old. I've got a $300,000 asset and a $5,000-$6,000 a monthly income off of that. So something that you can start on a few $100s. I actually spent about $1,000 in equipment for my Rebel Canon Rebel camera, which shoots excellent HD quality video. A couple studio lights that will light your videos up a little bit better than that traditional ring light. But that's it. Even $1,000. To get that return of $6,000 a month plus the $300,000 asset in less than a couple of years. So another excellent excellent business idea. Okay, and the last business idea I want to talk about, and just real briefly here before we get to that question and answer, is just creating courses and creating books. And this is going to go back to really that blogging and YouTube idea, right? Because they fit so well together. You're creating all this content, all this how-to material, and I see it just waste on a lot of people's blogs and YouTube channel. It gets views, it gets ads and stuff like that, but it just gets buried. Well, why not take some of that old content, reformat it, put it together into a course or a book? We've got a couple of videos coming up on how to actually do that from start to finish, how to create these courses and books. Just created my first course last December, and in the first 4 months, it's made over $9,000. I've got 10 self-published books on Amazon, 2 more coming. They make about $200 each, so about $2,000 a month just from those. And it's almost all completely passive on these. So some great ideas, and with those, you need no money to get started. It's just some great ideas. And we talk about a lot of these ideas before, and investing in a business, but you can also invest in yourself, and that's so important. It's one of the things we saw from that millionaires list that we looked at earlier, is just that constant self-improvement and investing in yourself. And even if you're not creating your own business, even if you're not trying to do something on your own, there, that side hustle, just investing in yourself by taking courses, by reading and improving your own assets, it's going to make you an asset to your company. You're going to get more money. You're going to get raises more frequently, and it's just going to be income insurance, right? When that company has to lay off people, who do you think is going to be first to lay off? It's going to be the people that are working on that hourly wage mentality, where they get paid the same whether they do more or less. So those are the first people that get laid off. You, on the other hand, that have constantly set to improve your skills, investing in yourself, rather than spending that tax refund check on big purchases or luxury or vacations and stuff. You're going to be an asset to your company. You're going to get those raises rather than getting laid off. So I want to open it up to Q&A. I know I said this was going to be a shorter live stream this week because I wanted to get you back to your Easter eggs and your family. But of what we've talked about, what are your questions? What are your questions about building these business ideas? Investing that tax refund check or any amount of money into a business idea to really grow your income and grow an asset that that can be that seven-figure payday, that seven-figure asset or that seven-figure business idea. So I can look through some of these questions that we've got. If you've had a question and I didn't get to it or I didn't see it, please go ahead and ask it again. Accounts and bookkeeping outsourced services for a different country, giving accounts. Okay, I don't quite, so Pratika, if you could rephrase that, I don't quite know what you mean there with that accounts and bookkeeping outsourcing services. Any consideration in business permits from Greg. Greg in California just applied for a CA seller permit and tax registration. I can't speak to a lot of the state-by-state requirements to do stuff. Especially most of these that I talk about are online businesses, and I still think that's where the biggest opportunity is because frankly, honestly, it's still so unregulated that you can pretty much do anything, under the radar, and you don't need a lot of these permits that you need with a regular retail location. So I know for Amazon FBA, then you're selling nationwide. You might need some of those retail permits, but I doubt it because you're working through the mail. So you may need to pay those income taxes or those sales taxes for particular states that are collecting them. Not all states are collecting sales taxes from online purchases. So it's a state-by-state basis, but again, staying online is lower costs because you don't need that brick and mortar store. You don't need a lot of the other distribution stuff, and yeah, you get to fly under the radar of a lot of these permits and things that just aren't being regulated and aren't being collected just yet for that. So Pratika asks again, can we do accounts and bookkeeping outsourcing services from a different country? Well, sure. You can do, that's all part of freelancing. I love freelancing. I love that people are able to do this from different countries. But you got to understand, you're also going to be, with a lot of these ideas, you're going to be trading your time for money. What I want you to do is create these businesses that are a little bit more passive. With blogging, with YouTube, obviously I still have to create videos. I still have to create blog posts every week to keep that momentum going. But I've got 220 some odd videos on the channel now, and those are all still up, all creating a monthly income. I've got actually one of the top performing videos I created about 7 months ago, and it's still doing about 300 to 500 a month in video ads. Okay, that's not something I have to keep continuously doing. So sure, you can do an accounting or a bookkeeping service online. One, you have to, if it's going to be for other countries, you're going to have to know how to do it for those other countries. Obviously, accounting and bookkeeping is a country by country, even a state by state basis. So you have to know all that. Greg asks, all the books are available through Kindle Unlimited. Pros and cons that went with that choice. For that, I actually did take them off Kindle Unlimited for a little bit and then put them back on. And really, I didn't see any decrease in the number of sales when I had them on Kindle Unlimited versus exclusively through buying that book. So those of you that don't know, if you're self-publishing on Kindle, you can also do it on a Kindle Unlimited, which is kind of a subscription service that people sign up for on Kindle, and it's kind of like a library, right? They can borrow books and read the books, and for that subscription monthly service. And then if someone on that service reads your book, you get a certain amount of money each month for the pages out of your book that they read. So the con would be, or the thought would be, well, if they're able to read the book without having to actually buy it, then you're only getting maybe pennies per page viewed rather than that $3.99 or $4.99 cover price. But I really haven't seen anything anything to that effect. Like I said, I took my books off of Kindle Unlimited for a while and didn't see the quantity sold come down. But obviously, I did see that Kindle Limited unlimited income stream come up. So it was a good decision on that part. If you want, just test it out. Go on, put your books on Kindle Unlimited, take them off, and see if that changes your income. But I didn't notice it is. Jennifer asks, does the potential income from a blog depend on the topic? Okay, if I started one for gardening or horticulture, sure, that is one of the things. One of the things you have to consider with blogging or YouTube channel or really any of these business ideas, and you can look at it from a couple of different ideas, and really this is something that you have to look at it from. Is that there are going to be topics like finance, insurance. Topics that make more money, that are just more profitable. So one, if you're running ads on your site, then Google's going to serve up those ads, and they're going to be more profitable. So you're going to make more money there. There's going to be more affiliates, so more companies willing to pay you to promote their products or things like that. So you're going to have a little bit higher profit potential. The other side of that though is you have to have a passion. You have to enjoy talking about this, right? Because you can see on YouTube it was about 6 months before I started making any money on that. On my blogs it was probably about 6 or 7 or 8 months before I started really making any money on that. So that's all about half a year that I had to be talking about this this topic or these ideas, and really no monetary motivation or monetary support from it. So you definitely have to enjoy talking about what you're doing, even if it's not quite the moneymaker that maybe some other topics are. What I will say is that even outside of these hot topics, so they always say people pay the most for health, wealth, and health, wealth, and romance, right? So anything in health, health and fitness, medical, that kind of thing. Wealth, which would be personal finance, investing, making money, or romance, finding somebody, finding that one person. Those are the ones that pay out the best. They have the most ads, the most affiliates, that kind of thing. Even outside of that, though, you can make money. You can make money in any topic. Okay, just do a search on Amazon or on Udemy, which is video courses. People are selling courses and making money in any topic. Okay, Rubik's cubes for beginners. Right? If you like to talk about Rubik's cubes, you can make money doing it. So what I would say is you just have to and this is for all bloggers, even if you're in those money-making topics, learn the business of blogging, learn the income sources. So you've got affiliates, you've got self-publishing, you've got video courses, you've got ads, all of these different income sources, and how to use those with that topic. Okay, so you talk about gardening and horticulture. Printables would be huge, I think. Anybody interested in a specific post on that gardening blog, how to, a simple checklist to get 10-pound tomatoes or something, right? And you can sell it for $2.99, $3.99 right on that blog post, right on your blog. So these people are highly targeted. They're coming to you from Google for that one blog post about the right type of fertilizer or whatever, and you're going to be able to sell these printables, right? Something like gardening and horticulture, you're still going to have affiliates, Scott's Miracle Grow or stuff like that you can partner with to make money. Video courses with what you'll see with a lot of these off not necessarily personal finance or not the moneymaker topics, is that you make more money with your own stuff, your courses, your printables, your self-publishing, things like that, right? So it's not necessarily the huge moneymaker industry that personal finance is. You don't have lots of personal loan sites or banks that are going to pay you to partner and promote their services. You have to promote your own, right? And that's just going to give you more control too over your own products. So you definitely make money on a lot of those things. So I would say, first just what you enjoy talking about, what you enjoy doing. Think about which are the most profitable later. What else do we have as far as questions here? I'd like to learn more about taxes and business ownership. Okay, so Spencer asks about taxes and business ownership, things like an LLC, LP in future videos. I'll definitely, actually, I was planning on doing an LLC video in the future, and it's an important thing. I actually had a comment that I was going to highlight just this last week. That when do you decide to incorporate, or do you need to incorporate your business? And initially, I'd say no. A lot of these ideas, especially blogging, YouTube, you don't have a lot of legal liability, right? People look at these blogs, it's advice, even the personal finance and investing advice. It's just that. It's advice. It's not something that's you have a lot of legal liability for. So, traditional businesses, you're afraid of somebody suing you and getting all of your personal assets if you don't incorporate, if you don't make a business corporation. With online stuff, you really don't have to worry about that too much, but you do have to worry about taxes, right? So, the old rule of thumb is about, once you get to about $100,000 a year from this business, then you create an LLC, which is a limited liability company, basically a corporation, and run everything through that. And this is something that I just did this last year. Is I incorporated into an LLC with an S corp election, which basically is just a pass-through. It's basically kind of handling everything just as I was with the sole proprietorship, so handling all the business under my name, but I file taxes under the business and I pay myself a wage. And what this does is that it saves you money on that self-employment tax that you have to pay. And there's a few other benefits. That legal liability benefit you get as well. But you only pay self-employment taxes on since you pay yourself a wage, then you pay employment taxes and the company pays taxes, but then you don't have to pay self-employment taxes on the money that you take out of the company as a return, but not necessarily as a wage. So definitely a very good topic, and we'll handle that in a couple more videos. When to decide to incorporate if you do at all. Okay, so what other questions do we have? Jeff, can you tell me more about starting a YouTube channel and affiliate marketing? Okay, so affiliate marketing, we've actually got a 2-video series coming up on really soon, on the 29th. So the end of this month, after our Avengers investing videos this week, we've got a 2-video series on exactly how to start affiliate marketing. So I'm gonna defer to that, and we'll cover that in a little bit more in next week's Sunday live stream. We'll talk about those a little bit, but that's going to show you exactly how to find affiliates and actually a special kind of funnel system that I use that makes you more money on affiliates. A lot of bloggers, they'll connect with an affiliate, so they'll get their links. And then they'll just spam them inside of a post. They'll say, hey, so if you're interested in starting a YouTube channel, I use TubeBuddy, so use TubeBuddy also. And they'll wonder why nobody clicks through that link and makes them a commission on the sell. Well, because what kind of a sell is that? So I'm going to actually talk about a funnel system for affiliate marketing that I use that will create more sales, will create more commissions for you. So we'll talk about that. We talked about creating a YouTube channel a little bit more in the video. If you have any specific questions on how to do that. What else? Oh, I just messed up my comments. Okay, other comments. I create perfume and I'm very knowledgeable on fragrances and everything to do with that. How can I make money on this? I'd say both a blog and a YouTube channel. You could sell your perfume through Amazon FBA. I would think would be a huge business idea. Obviously with something like that, you're really going into the branding part of it. So you're competing with these, who are the perfume makers? Because I don't know. So you're competing with these horribly done commercials on TV to create a brand on Amazon. But so I would look at it from 3 different directions. I would look at it from just selling these perfumes, creating a brand around those perfumes for Amazon FBA and selling through there. But also, you could have a blog on how to do it. So kind of a create your own perfume, and even a YouTube channel around that as well. And you can sell, books, video courses, all kinds of things around that how-to of that, as well as making money on actually creating it there. So some great options there. What else we have? Great, get a good accountancy communication. Okay. So what else we have for creating business ideas? I hope the live stream's been helpful. We've covered some excellent business ideas, from blogging to Amazon FBA, YouTube, courses, that kind of thing. That really can be done for far less than $3,000. You start with a few $100s, create a blog, create a YouTube channel, and just learn the business within each. The sky's the limit on it. I'm constantly amazed at how much money some of these online businesses make, and it's really changed my life. So Brad, thank you. Thanks for being part of the community. I appreciate everybody here today, man. We've got 86 people watching right now on an Easter Sunday. 86 people that are interested in creating their future, creating wealth, and that kind of thing. And it's just cool to be able to talk to everybody. We've had people from Colorado, we had New Jersey, Nevada earlier. So everybody that's coming into us from everywhere. So Pijo, I'm an HVAC technician. How can I get customers and grow? Well, it depends on what do you want to do. Are you talking about getting customers for that traditional HVAC technician business? Do you have your own business? Do you work for somebody, or do you want to try to take that online somewhere with an online business about HVAC technician? That's something highly technical like that is a great opportunity for a YouTube channel, because that's obviously something that people are going to have a question about in their mind, not only from the professional and the business standpoint of how to have that HVAC technician business, but also do-it-yourselfers that might want to do some of this stuff on their own. So lots of opportunities in that. For if you're talking about doing it, having your own technician services business, then you can, through if you had a YouTube channel, you can target customers in a specific area. So within all of your videos, you talk about servicing a specific area, and that means YouTube is going to serve that to people in that targeted area. It's going to be a great way to reach customers and get your name out there without really having to pay a lot for advertising and promotion and stuff like that. What's the biggest hurdle at the beginning of your journey? So mindset changes. Well, great question, Greg, and I think that's one that frustrates a lot of people getting started out, and probably one of the biggest ones is that imposter syndrome. You're thinking, okay, who the hell am I to be teaching this, or who the hell am I to be doing this? I'm not an expert, but you are. We like we said, it's your personal journey, your personal experience with whatever you're talking about that has that value. So use that personal experience, use that journey, and just be more personal. We've talked in a couple of videos about niching down into demographics and to certain types of people. So if you connect specifically with a certain audience group, so like maybe millennials or women or men or veterans, if you can connect with them personally, talk to them more directly, then that has value. You don't have to be the smartest person in the world on this subject, but if you can connect to somebody personally and with that experience, then that's all the value you need. Another big hurdle that a lot of people have is just kind of juggling all of this stuff, and it can be a lot at first. I'd say spend a couple of weeks learning how to use that platform as a business. So if you're a blogger, learning how to blog as a business, the income sources, the content scheduling, how to actually run that business. Not just because it's not just putting an article up each week and hoping people buy something. It's actually treating it like a business. So those are probably two of the biggest hurdles. Hey, Deb's from Iowa, Des Moines boy myself. Pratix from India, California. Brad, successful specialty roofing business cannot grow anymore due to a huge shortage of good employees. We're seeing a lot of that in construction. is finding those, especially construction, finding those skilled workers, because everybody's got a job. They're not they're not looking for other opportunities. Uh, so what else we have? Well, it's actually it's just past an hour. I want you to get back to your families, get back to those Easter eggs. But like I always say, these videos take about an hour to process on YouTube, and then they'll go up as a regular video. If I didn't get to your question, or if you just got a comment or another question, ask it in the comments below, or go to our community tab, ask a comment question there, or look for some of our new videos, ask questions there. I just love talking back and forth with people in the community and stuff like that. So if I didn't get your question, ask it there. Make sure you check out these 4 videos we've got coming up this week. We've got 4 videos instead of 3. Avengers investing. I'm excited to share these because it was really fun putting these together, researching how some of these Avengers, how Iron Man, Black Panther, Spider-Man, Captain Marvel would invest their money, and what it can teach us about investing as well. Check those out. I'd love to hear, love to see what you think about those, and we will be back next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific time. And I appreciate everybody being here, especially on this Easter Sunday. So until next Sunday. And as I find the way to stop the instrument, see you next Sunday, everybody.